Welcome to week 4 in our class. Before we begin week 4, I thought it would be great for us to review and recap week 3. So the feedback that you've been providing us has been very helpful, and hopefully you've seen us actually using that information and making some changes on a weekly basis. So this week's feedback, we asked if the pre-assignment helped. With the exception of my glitch in posting the wrong questions to the mastery test, the pre-assignment helped once we posted the right information. So I apologize to the couple students that actually had to go through that. But I appreciate the very, very kind student who brought it to my attention. So I apologize for that, but the majority of you said yes, the pre-assignment is helping, and it seems to be clear that that pre-assignment is helping reinforce the concepts from the chapter. The learning objectives, as far as the responses that we collected, the learning objectives were clear on what we were trying to accomplish in our online learning week. What worked best for students this week? It was fairly overwhelming that students really enjoyed the engagement online this week and the building of the digital repository to apply the concepts from the chapter and find videos or articles to support our learning. So that was a fabulous exercise. I'm glad you saw the value in it, and we will look to continue where appropriate to use different kinds of things like that in our online learning week. What was the muddiest point this past week? So in week 3, the muddy point seems to be the comprehensive annual financial report. So that CAFR is still causing a little bit of confusion. So I would suggest, if you haven't had a chance to go look at some of the postings from our classmates in that forum where we collected our digital repository, go check some of those out. And students did a pretty good job of labeling what they were actually posting application on. And you'll see that there are some actual documents to help us clarify some of this. And there's also a couple good YouTubes that students found to clarify it as well. And then there's some other ones as well. So I would take some time to look at that. If there's still confusion based on that CAFR, let's make sure that you bring those questions to our attention. And you should post those questions in the discussion forum Q&A. So if you post a question in Q&A, either some of our classmates can answer it, or if need be, Frank or myself will respond in. So it's great. Keep it coming. We really like to know where the confusion is. And I think as you move forward with your project, your CAFR project, you'll see that hopefully we'll really solidify that. We're looking at an additional potential resource to help guide you through that process, and we hope to get some other resources out there. Other comments that were shared, for the most part, the comments seem very positive. People enjoy the structure. People are enjoying the format. I know that there has been, there was one comment about the workload. Good or bad, I really think that this is probably indicative of what an MBA course looks like. There was another comment I just wanted to briefly touch upon, that there was a comment that was posted saying that this particular student feels as though that they're teaching themselves, and then they only get to apply what they're teaching themselves every other week. I need some help with that one. I'm happy to address it and to work to try to make that not be the case. We are intending for you to apply these concepts every week. So if you did not think the application was in finding a resource to apply the learning content to, or looking at it in a different way, then please give me some more information about that. The other thing that I would comment is your annotated bibliography should be applying these concepts directly through what's going on in the current events and in this area on a weekly and basis. So hopefully that is another vehicle to apply the learning on a weekly basis. You should not be waiting every 2 weeks to apply content. The other part of that was that you only actually get to see each other every 2 weeks in a 3.5 hour format, and you spend part of those weeks recapping what happened online. That also should not be the case. If that is happening, I really think Frank and I will work very hard to address it. So if that is the case, if you could provide specific examples, that'd really help us understand a little bit more what that other comment was kind of pointing to. So again, it's an anonymous survey. I think the feedback and the data that we're getting is very valuable. I encourage and would ask you to continue posting. We think it's a very valuable way to make sure that everybody stays on track and that we all get the most learning possible over the remainder of our time together. So hopefully that recaps on where you were, and thanks for providing the feedback, and I look forward to working with you again next week online.